The image that you're looking at and hearing is about $800. I'm wondering right now, is the Canon 50 for vlogging actually still like a decent camera? So that's what we're gonna look at today. The camera that I'm using right now obviously is the Canon 50, but I also have this Viltrox adapter I got for like 40 bucks on Amazon. It allows me to use like EF lenses and stuff, which I think is really helpful. You can get them for cheaper now, and honestly, EF lenses are made for like every camera. And the lens I have on here is the 10-18. I'm actually borrowing it from my friend right now. What's great about this lens is it's obviously super wide, but also has stabilization, which for vlogging, especially with cameras without IBIS, I feel like is honestly super helpful. Like my kit lens has that. Kit lens that comes with the M50 has stabilization, and it's super helpful, but it's only 15 millimeters. On a full frame sensor, 15 millimeters is crazy wide. On a crop sensor, it looks more like this. So this is 15 millimeters, and vlogging with 15 millimeters is like vlogging with a 24 mil on a full frame sensor. Normally that doesn't sound too bad, but when you turn on stabilization in camera, it crops in even more. So this is 15 millimeters with no stabilization. This is with stabilization enabled, but we're still at the same focal length and the camera hasn't moved at all. And then also for reference, here is with stabilization enhanced. I would never recommend using this because it's just too much of a crop and it's just not good. Enhanced stabilization at 15 millimeters is just too tight. It's almost a 30 millimeter lens, which is it's just too tight for vlogging. For reference, here's a 15 millimeter with stabilization off, enabled, enhanced. And then for reference, here's 10 millimeters with no stabilization on. The mic I have on here right now is a $35 mic. When I got it, it was like 50 or like 45, but it's almost $30 now, and it's the Comica CVM-vm10ii Mark II. Basically, it's just a Roto Video Micro, but Comica. But I would definitely recommend this mic because even though it doesn't sound that great, the main thing it does is it's directional, so it's only capturing audio from my mouth. So while you might hear not much of a difference in studio, out and about when you're walking around with the little windscreen on it, it definitely helps. Like when you're vlogging, you might be in conditions when it's windy or raining, or it's just there's a lot going on, and this will cut out most of that sound except for your mouth, which is really helpful. And then I feel like every vlogging setup should have a tripod, just because it's helpful to be able to just go here and film and then set it down and get a locked off tripod shot. This one from Manfrotto, it's the Pixi. It's like $15. I've gone through like 2 of these by now, but they're great little tripods and they're surprisingly robust. Yeah, I've tried Gorilla tripods. They're a pain, they're annoying, they break on me, they've broken on my friends. I don't recommend them anymore. If you do want a tripod that you can actually like set up in a tree, the one I recommend is actually called the Mantis Pod. I think it's from, I don't remember the brand. I'll link it down in the description below, but I've seen so many good things about it and it looks a lot sturdier, basically. What's a chew without someone to hear it? What's a feeling without someone to feel it? Me personally, I never really used the Gorilla Pod feature of being able to wrap it around a tree. So honestly, I would rather just a basic tripod that gets the job done, is quick to just, grab, pick up, and then when I want to set it down, I just set it down. There's other ones like the Switch Pod, and there's other ones like the Mantis Pod. Mantis Pod is around $60 to $80. The Switch Pod's like $120, but this is $15, and if it breaks, it breaks. You buy another one, 15 bucks, it's not that bad. Me personally though, I have gone through 1 or 2 of these, but they're pretty strong. I've put my heaviest camera setup on it with a long lens and my camera, and it works. Something it doesn't have is a quick release, and that's the last thing I recommend is picking up a quick release. This one's from this company called Utibit. I don't know. Same brand as this friction arm. I wouldn't necessarily say they're a small rig knockoff, but they kind of are. But honestly, I'm fine with it. This thing was like 20 bucks, and it's super nice because I can take it off the tripod and see there's the tripod. Here's the Pixi, I can be showing off the tripod, and then I can just quickly snap it back on, and now I have the tripod so I can set it back down. So it's super helpful, and the mechanism is really great. Instead of having something that you have to like screw in, all you have to do is just set it down. There's these 2 little locks to release it, and if you want a little bit more safety, you can slide this over and get this actually fully locked in, especially if you're like taking photos like me. I'm always switching back from taking photos and videos, and I don't like to have the tripod on when I'm taking photos. Bang, 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 snap my photo. Then after I'm done taking my photos, I can just set it right down, and now I have a tripod. That's the full vlogging setup. It's around $800. You can calculate it down below. But if you pick this stuff up used, like this camera, you can get for like $500 or less. This lens you can find for $200 or less. The adapter is like $40. The tripod's like $15. The quick release is like $20, and the mics is like $30. So yeah, it's a great little setup, and it's what I've been using to film this whole video. Although this lens isn't mine, it is my friend's, but It's a solid little lens if you do want an ultra wide. That's gonna wrap up this video, guys. If you end up picking any of this stuff up, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you next time.